7 out of 7. That's how good this Indian team has been at this World Cup. Now, no matter how big a supporter you are of this Indian team, put your hand on your heart and tell me honestly, at the start of the World Cup, no matter how much you support this Indian team, would you have imagined that after 7 games, India would be as dominant as they've shown? Sure, you would have picked India to make the semi-final. I did too. Sure, you would have also thought maybe India have it in them to make it to the final. But I'm not sure many people would have given India this kind of, or predicted this kind of a dominant performance from the Indian team. 7 games and they won 7, and what's been the real standout feature? That they have really dominated those 7 encounters. That's how good they've been. And the latest example is the game we're going to talk about, India versus Sri Lanka. And I wouldn't say India beat Sri Lanka, because that would be a grave injustice of the kind of performance that India put up on the day. India absolutely hammered Sri Lanka. 302 is a total that if you get, you'd be very happy about. 302 is the victory margin that India has achieved. As usual, on the match report with me, Nikhil Naz, we try and look at 5 big talking points, but because the game did not go the full distance, so I've cut it short, and I'm going to talk about 4 big talking points about this game, India versus Sri Lanka. The first point features 3 players, and just like you have the famous film RRR, I'm calling this SSS. Shreyas Iyer, Mohammad Siraj, Shubman Gill. And what's my point here? The point is that when you look back after many years at this World Cup and analyze it, I think you will remember this game for the game that allowed India to tick all boxes. So what had happened till now? In the 6th game you had played, you'd won all, but 7-8 of your players had been doing well, and that's why you were so successful. There were a few little pieces of the puzzle that really hadn't fallen into place. This game ensured that your entire puzzle is intact, it's good to go. All boxes are ticked. Shreyas Iyer got you the runs, got them handsomely with some fine shots. The 6 that he hit, 106 meters, is the longest 6 we've seen in the World Cup so far. Mohammad Siraj, now I know the secret. Every time he is a bit out of form, just get him to play against Sri Lanka and he'll churn out a good performance. I'm just hoping that he carries on this good performance going forward in the World Cup. Shubman Gill, nobody really had doubt about his game, but had a very short dry spell. Also, you have to give him the benefit of the doubt. He was coming out of dengue. It takes time to get your full fitness back. And today, with the knock that he played, 92 runs, almost nearing that 100. So what India has achieved in this game, the biggest positive is that now all of their 11 players have had outstanding performances. And here, I'm not even counting Hardik Pandya, who's out injured. You're looking at even Suryakumar Yadav and Mohammad Shami. So all your top players, the ones that are going to be in contention, all have had good games, which augurs well for the Indian team as they head into the business end of the tournament. So that's point number 1. SSS, thumbs up. But I'm not done with my S's. Here's another one coming up. That is Mohammad Shami. What do I say about this man? He's played just 3 games in the tournament so far, 14 wickets. Already in the list of top wicket takers of this World Cup, whereas other bowlers have played 6 to 7 games. Our man here, just 3 games, already in contention. But he reached a major milestone. In fact, he set a record now. Most wickets in World Cup for India. He's gone top of the charts, Mohammad Shami, 45, Zaheer Khan 44, Srinath 44, Bumrah 33, Anil Kumble 31. The thing to notice here is how quickly he got there. Just look at the number of games. Zaheer Khan 23, Srinath 34, 14, just slightly more than 50%, 45 wickets. I mean, that is legendary stuff. I think, he's always been a bit underrated. And while we look at a lot of these bowlers that we've got on the list, you treat them as legends. I don't think we're fair to Mohammad Shami. We need to treat him as a legend too, and those numbers are testament to that fact. He is a bona fide legend. To have reached that far, most 5-wicket hauls. He dedicated his 5-wicket haul today to Harbhajan Singh. most 5-wicket hauls as well, and the consistency that he shows, he has to be one of the legends of Indian cricket across format, in test match cricket, in white ball cricket as well. Let's not forget, in the last 4-5 years of the IPL, he'll be in the top 3-4 wicket takers. Last IPL finished as the highest wicket taker. So he has a knack of picking up wickets, always very lethal with the ball. And I think we need to, maybe it's his personality as well. He always stays under the radar. That's why probably underrated. But maybe we need to accord him that status. He needs to be a legend. Or maybe because he's still playing his cricket, still has a few years to go. So maybe that's why we're not looking at him like that. But by the time he retires, usually once a player retires, that's when you really look at him, romantically, in the sense, the kind of achievements that he's had. And I think that's when you will probably acknowledge Mohammad Shami and his contribution to cricket. That was point number 2. Now, turning our attention to point number 3, and that is Virat Kohli. I know all of you would have been waiting for his 49th 100, but I don't think today is the day to talk about that. That 49th 100 equaling Sachin Tendulkar's record is going to come. But this was a very special knock for me watching it from the outside. He got 88 runs, could not get that 100. But why I say it's a special knock, just pay attention to 2 things. One thing is certain, that the pitch, as it often does at the Wankhede Stadium, with the conditions, with the atmosphere, with the pitch on offer, assists fast bowling. So it wasn't an easy pitch to bat on. Yes, Indian bowlers bowled well, but also Sri Lankan team falling like a pack of cards meant that it was assisting the fast bowlers. See what the Sri Lankan fast bowlers were doing. Madhu Shankar, he's a good bowler, he's troubled India in the past, but he's no Wasim Akram. He was looking like Wasim Akram today. Chamira almost seemed to be unplayable. In that scenario, Virat Kohli steadies the innings. That's why I say it's a very important 88. Had he not steadied the inning, had Shubman Gill not given him company, you could very well have been in that situation, 30 for 4 kind of situation, where India has been in the past. So full credit to Virat Kohli in those tough conditions, bided his time, and when the conditions eased out, then got his run. That's exactly what Sri Lanka were unable to do. If they had someone like Virat Kohli to weather that storm, later on maybe batting would have gotten better for Sri Lanka. That's why I say very, very important knock. And I think the image that really stands out for me from this game is this image. You could see the ball right up there. This is Virat Kohli. He left a bouncer that was bowled to him. He let it go. And what I loved about it, it was very old school. You know what? The new age batters nowadays don't watch the ball so closely. They take it head on because they also have that protective gearing, right? So have nothing to lose. They know even if they miss it, they have helmet and other guards to take care of it. It's not going to be very dangerous. Even if it's a top edge hits them, they have enough protection, right? Even if it miss it completely and it hits them, no problem. So they go out aggressively. A lot of time they don't even take, they don't even watch ball right till the end and take their eyes off, and sometimes they get hit as well. But that's okay because they have protective gear, so they can have that kind of technique. But this was old school technique. This is how old school batters batted, because they sometimes did not have this kind of protective gear. They knew one hit, it could be the end of their career. So they would watch the ball so closely, almost like Matrix-like, if you've seen that film, almost bending, allowing it to go past. The great Sunny Gavaskar would do that, and he would have been proud to have seen that. Total discipline it requires, a lot of concentration, a great eye. All of that was on display by Virat Kohli, and I think that's another standout feature about this match. Turning my attention to point number 4, this is the beautiful Wankhede Stadium, and talking about positives that the Indian team got in this game, this is another positive. The fact that they won in Wankhede, this was the first game that they were playing after that 2011 final against the same opposition, and this win, and especially in the manner that they won by a margin of 302 runs, is going to serve them well. Why? Because this is the exact same venue where India would be playing their semi-final. Barring a miracle, only way they will not play their semi-final here is if Pakistan qualify at number 4th spot and India finish on top, and that's when India will have to play at the Eden Gardens. As I said, that will be a minor miracle. Other than that, India all set to finish at number 1 spot. By any chance, if they don't finish at number 1 and South Africa does, if South Africa were to beat India, if they finish on top, even then India finish second, their semi-final will be played at the Wankhede Stadium. So in all likelihood, whether India finish first or second, They play their semi-final at the Wankhede, and because their last game versus Sri Lanka was such a dominant performance, it will give them a lot of confidence going into the semi-final, because you carry your latest memory. So I think that's another big positive for India going forward. Up next is going to be South Africa, a big test for the Indian team at Eden Gardens, a ground where sometimes it helps fast bowling. We'll see how the Indian team fares there against a strong South African batting lineup. But this is all that we have on India versus Sri Lanka. If you liked our content, do give us a like on our video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to Sports Today. Nikhil Naz signing off. I'll see you very soon.